Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this channel. Hope you're doing good. After nearly 2 years of waiting, the wheels of justice may finally be turning. The man accused of orchestrating the brazen assassination of DJ Sumbody, 61-year-old KATISO Molefe, has finally been denied bail, at least for now. DJ Sumbody and his bodyguards were gunned down in a hail of bullets in November 2022 while driving on Hoodmead Drive in Johannesburg. Yesterday, Molefe stood in the dock at the Alexandra Magistrates Court where he was visibly agitated. According to reporters, he whispered aggressively to his lawyers and repeatedly signaled for media to stop recording, but there was no hiding from what the state was about to reveal. The state is not just charging Molefe with murder, he's also facing multiple counts of conspiracy to commit murder, possession of unlicensed firearm, and links to 3 other killings involving the same AK-47 rifle used in DJ Somebody's murder. The state argued passionately Molefe is a dangerous man, a businessman with extensive international travel, over 115 recorded border movements, and the means to disappear. Cell phone data and WhatsApp chats and bank transfers form a tight web of evidence showing Molefe's coordination with the other accused men who allegedly pulled the trigger that night. But Molefe's defense claim he is innocent, that he has no reason to flee, and that he's a respected businessman with roots in South Africa. His legal team pointed out that he previously made bail in another case and never ran.
It should be kept in mind that I'm already 61 years of age and therefore have a proven record in this regard, namely absence of any criminal record relating to any violent crime. The conviction that I do have in the UK related to cannabis and not any violence. I respectfully submit that I do not have a disposition to commit any offences, including Schedule 1 offences. I respectfully submit there's no likelihood of me committing similar offences whilst released on bail. Section 6-4B, likelihood of evasion of trial. I respectfully submit that this likelihood does not exist in view of my profile as contained herein. I do not wish to evade my trial and live the life of a fugitive, which will destroy my personal and family life, as well as everything in terms of which I built up in my life. I will stand my trial with a view to clearing my name of any alleged wrongdoing. Section 64C, interference with witnesses or evidence. I submit there's no likelihood of me interfering with the witnesses in the matter. I further undertake not to interfere with any of the state's witnesses as they become known to me. I have been out on bail for approximately a month, and there is and will be no evidence that at any stage that I interfere with any investigation, witness or evidence, nor did I do so prior to my arrest on a previous occasion or whilst incarcerated pending bail.
But the court was not convinced. The case has now been postponed to 15 August 2025 for further argument. Until then, KATISO Molefe will remain behind bars. For the family of DJ Sumbody, this may feel like the beginning of justice, but the road ahead is still long. The public demands answers, the industry wants accountability, and a mother wants to know why her son had to die. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you believe Molefe acted alone, or is just one layer of deeper criminal network?
Introduce a forensic investigator, Mr. Chet, who is also representing the Sifoka family. Thank you very much for your precious time. You always assist us in such cases. Today you were listening attentively to the magistrate. Just for the viewer's sake, what transpired in court today?
Good afternoon, Calvin, and good afternoon to your viewers. Yes, today was a very interesting case. It's the bail application for KATISO Molefe, who's accused of, amongst others, the murder of DJ Sumbody. That forms part of 4 murders that he's currently accused of, both in a conspiracy perspective as well as actual common cause. The state presented their case as into why they're opposing bail, and we learned something very interesting. They consider this a murder for hire syndicate, in other words, contract killings. And this is because become a massive problem in South Africa. We're seeing that people are resulting to the use of bullets to resolve issues and disputes rather than mediation, arbitration or litigation. Another thing that was exceptionally interesting that came out of the state's case today is that this was essentially a cold case before this unit that's been doing excellent work in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng as part of the political killings task team took over. In other words, this case was going nowhere, and if that unit had not taken over, we would not be standing here today. This court case would not have been unraveling before our very eyes.
When we look at the submissions from both the state and the legal defense, where are we going to?
Well, next week, Friday, there's a continuance on the 15th, and that continuance is based on 2 points that are being raised by the defense in respect of points that were put forward by the state in opposition to the bail. So they want to raise these matters, but they have to raise it in a formalized manner with an affidavit. So they're going to draft this affidavit, they're going to come back to court next week, and thereafter the magistrate will make a decision. So the magistrate heard first from the defense as to why the applicant, Mr. Molefe, wants bail, and then they heard from the state as to why the state is opposing bail. I can tell you this, from the family's perspective, and most probably most South Africans, everybody is opposed to bail, simply because a clear message needs to be sent to these murder-for-hire syndicates that this can no longer be tolerated in our country. We cannot be settling disputes with bullets.
Today we saw the accused Molefe sitting down wearing a brown jacket, at some point engaging with his legal defense. Is there anything that we can learn or take from him?
Look, he seems in a position where he can hire the best in the country. You must understand that the counsel that read his affidavit today is Mike Helens SC, one of the most experienced advocates in this country's history. So I think he's very confident in his legal team. You must also understand that on the Vereniging murder case, he was initially refused bail. It was taken on appeal to the High Court, where he was granted bail. So they seem to think that the same circumstances may exist for him to get bail. We're, on the other hand, saying no. The more murders that are being added, the more chance there's somebody of interfering with witnesses, interfering with evidence, and maybe even fleeing the jurisdiction of this country.
Let's talk about the family now, as you are mentioning them. How are they feeling?
They're still traumatized. Every time there's a court appearance, it brings up that trauma. But they've reached a stage where closure is imminent for them. You must understand, this happened in November of 2022. The case essentially went cold a year ago. Since then, and with the use of this phenomenal unit, we're now seeing results that were completely unexpected and unanticipated. And I think that gives a measure of comfort to the family.
All right, staying with the